in many ways it is home. I mean, that's where I started my hockey career. I mean, obviously I haven't been there the past, 6 or 7 years, but, obviously it'll always be home to me. I mean, it's Florida, you gotta love the weather and whatnot, but, that's where everything started. That's where my friends and family are, and of course it'll be always home to me.
With Steve Coates at BB&T Center in Sunrise, Florida, not far from where Shane Gostisbehere grew up. The Flyers take on the Florida Panthers tonight. It's the first of 2 quick road games in the Sunshine State. Tampa tomorrow, the Florida Panthers tonight. And Coates, the Flyers are anxious to prove that they're more the team that reeled off 6 wins in a row than the team that struggled the 10 games before them.
Part in the nosebleeds, it's a big section where me and my friends used to run around and whatnot, and I'd look up there, laugh. Me and my grandpa, we would always get these sandwiches too, and I look up there in the club level just to see we would get that same turkey sandwich every time with chips, and I don't know, it's just something, sound like a nerd, but just something I look back on and just, I smile and just realize how far I've come. I love the Panthers in general. I had, favorite players for sure. I mean, Pavel Bure was definitely one of them because he's such an exciting player, but, I loved them all. I loved the goalie, Trevor Kidd, at the time. He had the coolest pads. I thought that was awesome, and I would go back and I had an old goalie set, and I would try to tape him like his pads, and, just things like that. I was kind of a nerd for hockey. I loved hockey, and, the Panthers, really set that guideline for me to just, to be obsessed with something and, help me along the way. I skated pretty quick. I think I was 3 the first time, my grandpa put skates, or my parents put skates on me, and, I wasn't really skating, I was more walking, but, I was always around the rink. My sister liked to figure skate when she was that young, and, I started playing in a league when I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and it was just, a rec league, local rink in Florida, and, I remember it like yesterday. It was cool, it was a fun experience, and, it was fun to be out there. It's a whole family, thing. I mean, my sister was a figure skater, obviously, and then, I was always at the rink. My grandpa loved hockey, and my dad, he was there for me, whatever I wanted to do. He played a sport and a professional sport growing up, so, I think it was cool just to have all different advantages. I mean, my mom is the woman who took me everywhere. It took me to every place, and, my dad was, putting in the hours working to, let me have the chance to, live out my dream. And I think the thing they instilled with me is, sometimes, every kid wants to quit a sport, but, they said, have fun and keep going. You're never going to quit. And, it's something that stayed with me. And even though I was from Florida, obviously it's different, playing hockey down there than up north. And I think for me as a kid, having the Panthers there really, helped me along the way, because it showed me, how much I wanted to be an NHL player and how much, I love the game of hockey.
Tonight, it's the first of back-to-back games in the Sunshine State. And we are just up the road from where Shane Gostisbehere grew up. He's got a lot of family and friends here. He'd like to play well here.
Anytime you have an opportunity, who would have ever thought that you're going to be coming down to Florida and playing in front of somebody's family that came from Florida and became a National Hockey League player? It's a great story, and yeah, you're right. To be able to come up big tonight against the Florida Panthers, the team that he grew up watching, yeah, that'd be big.
Well, they're looking to reverse the trend of post-Christmas road struggles in recent years. The Flyers get back to work tonight with a chance to run their winning streak to 5 in a row against the Panthers.
Giroux, he'll not be able to get that deep, and in fact it bounces back the other way. Sevier to it, Colton Sevier centering it, they score! McKenzie makes it 2-0 Florida with a shorthanded goal. the traffic in front. Gostisbehere fires away. It's a 3-2 hockey game. Flyers with 2:02 remaining have life.
We just started making plays. I mean, obviously they're going to sit back a little bit with the lead, but you know, we started making plays and started being confident with the puck. I think that's the biggest thing for our team. And you know, when we're getting to bad starts in games, it's not, you know, hang your head time. It's, you know, stay with it and, you know, be confident with the puck, make some plays. You know, we're good players, and you know, we could do the job.
Yeah, I think just winning battles and getting back on the same page, and really being a hard team to play against. And we need to change that, and we need to change it quick. So it's good that we got a game tomorrow. Really good test for us to play against Tampa, and we got to make sure we're ready to go.
Tonight, the challenge gets even tougher against Nikita Kucherov and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Five! There you go! Let's go, boys! Go, man! Wheel! Come on, here we go. Let's go, Phil.
This is going to be an unbelievable test against a solid Tampa Bay Lightning team. From the goalie to the forwards, everything is in order for this hockey club.
Now Kucherov. They'll go cross ice. One-timer, they score. Make it look easy. Stamkos blowing it by Elliott. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Voracek walks in, feeds that puck Couturier across, they score! Simmons jamming it in off the Couturier pass, and the Flyers on the power play tie the game at 1.
Not playing our best in, you know, Florida the night before, and you know, going against, you know, one of the best teams in the NHL in Tampa, and you know, I think we just went in there and, you know, we realized who we were playing against, and you know, we played our butts off. I mean, it was plain and simple. I mean, we won a lot of battles that night, and you know, I think we dealt with some adversity. You know, they score quick, and you know, we get some goals, and then they score again, and you know, we have to defend. You know, so you know, it's games like that, you know, where you realize, you know, this team in this locker room is capable, and I think that's the biggest thing that opened up in our eyes.
Check to Giroux, the shot, they put a rebound, and they score! Gostisbehere beating Budaj, and it's 2-1 Philadelphia as the power play strikes again. And fire save made. Edwin out the other side, he scores! Brandon Manning from injured reserve onto the scoreboard, and the Flyers now lead 4-2.
Hard-earned win, you know, top to bottom. I thought right from the drop of the puck, guys battled hard for one another all the way through. Guys were playing well. I thought, you know, in particular, I thought our D moved the puck well. I thought our forwards did a real good job supporting each other and winning battles, and you know, those little areas, you know, made the difference throughout the game.
Boys, 2 big points. Power play, great job. Moose, even better. But I have to give it to the guys making us a game-winning goal tonight. Battle. Team effort, boys. Power play, keep your game. Hell of a team over there, so great job tonight. Let's keep it going. Oh yeah, boys!
You know, being one of the first guys to be born and raised in Florida, play in the NHL, it's definitely, it's awesome. I mean, it just shows how much the game is growing. I mean, obviously, the Panthers started in '93. That's right when I was born, and you know, the rink's only 10 minutes from my house. I mean, it worked out great for me, and you know, seeing guys like Austin Matthews come from Arizona, and you know, kids coming from all over, it's really cool to see. Kids from California, a couple kids from Florida again. I mean, it's just cool to see how much, you know, the game has taken off and grown, and you know, the NHL is doing such a great job at that, and you know, just bringing hockey in, you know, non-traditional hockey areas.